Today we are going to discuss about linear programming problem LPP series, and this is the first problem from the BGAME method. It is also known as penalty method. So welcome to my YouTube channel Mechanical Engineering Management. So first of all, see the description. Solve the following LPP by BGAME method. Maximize z is equal to 6x1 plus 4x2 subject to these three constraints. And at last, non-negativity restriction. Today we are going to discuss about BGAME method, that is one of the optimization technique. In the previous video we have discussed about simplex method, so you can refer my earlier video for the simplex method. Here name of the method is mentioned, so definitely you should apply the BGAME method. But if it is not mentioned in the examination, then you have to select the proper method. So first of all, listen carefully the selection criteria for the BGAME method. If at least one constraint having greater than or equal to sign, then definitely you can apply the BGAME method. So here I am going to apply the BGAME method. So first convert it into the standard form. Constraint 1 and constraint 2 having less than or equal to sign. So you should write the slack variable to the left hand side for the constraint 1 and 2. So here S1 and S2 are the slack variables. But look at the constraint 3 having greater than or equal to sign, and so that you should subtract variable from the left hand side. And this variable is known as surplus variable. And keep in mind that surplus variable is always with the artificial variable. Keep in mind that surplus variable has negative sign, whereas artificial variable has positive sign. And so that you can write the objective function 6x1 plus 4x2 plus slack variable with 0 coefficient, surplus variable with 0 coefficient, and artificial variable with m coefficient. Now listen carefully about this sign. If the nature of objective function is maximized, then it will be minus. If nature of objective function is minimized, then it will be plus sign. Now prepare the table. And already we have discussed this standard form. Cj is the coefficient of objective function. This is the basic variable column line. Cb means coefficient of basic variable. First always the decision variable, then slack variable, then surplus variable, and at last artificial variable. Bi is the right hand side of the constraint, theta is the minimum positive ratio, fr is the fraction ratio. So first write down the coefficient of objective function, and that is over here 6, 4, 0, 0, 0 and minus m. So you can write over here. Then basic variable column. So you know that S1 and S2 are the slack variable, so that will be considered as basic variable. But from the constraint 3, the artificial variable is considered as basic variable always. Now coefficient of basic variable, and that is from the objective function. So coefficient for S1 and S2 as 0 and for A1 minus m. In this region, you have to write the coefficient from the constraints. So here you can write the coefficient as 2, 3, 1. And then S2, S3, A1 not available, so you can write as 0. Similarly, you can write the coefficient from constraint 2 and constraint 3. Bi, right hand side of the constraints. So that is 30, 24 and 3. Now you have to find Zj first and then followed by Cj minus Zj. So if I want to write Zj over here, then it is 0 into 2 plus 0 into 3 plus minus m into 1. So it will be minus m, and so that you can find the remaining values. It is almost similar to the steps of the simplex method. So you can refer my earlier videos of simplex method first, and so that it will be very easy to understand the BGAME method. Now Cj minus Zj. So here you can see Cj and Zj. So Cj minus Zj means 6 minus minus m. So it will be 6 plus m. Similarly 4 minus minus m. So it will be 4 plus m. So similarly you can find the remaining values. Now here the nature of objective function is maximized. So you have to select the maximum positive values from the Cj minus Zj row, and that will be considered as a key column. Now the selection for key row, and for that you need to find first theta, and it is also very simple, bi upon corresponding value from the key column. So it will be 30 by 2 means 15. Next 24 by 3 that means 8. Next 3 by 1 that means 3. Now select the minimum positive ratio always, irrespective of the nature of objective function. And so that this is considered as a key row. Intersection of key row and key column is known as key element. Now find out the fraction ratio. And that fraction ratio is only for the rows other than key row. So if I want to write the fraction ratio over here, then pick up the value from the corresponding column. So that is 2 divided by key element. If I want to write over here fraction ratio, then pick up the element corresponding to key column. So that is 3 divided by key element. So this is your iteration 1. Now what is the conclusion from the iteration 1? Key column suggests as an entering variable and key row suggests as a leaving variable. That means at the end of iteration 1, it suggests that you should produce x1 instead of a1. So I can write for the next iteration s1 s2 as it is, but instead of a1 now it is x1. So coefficient of s1 s2 as it is 0 0, but coefficient of x1 that is 6. You can see over here. Now one more thing that is very interesting. If artificial variable is considered as a living variable, then there will be no need to calculate the values for that a1 column. Now first convert the key row, and that is dividing by key element. Here key element is 1, so there will be no change in the value. So I can write third row as it is. Now convert first and second row with the help of the fraction ratio. So let's start the first row. Listen carefully first the formula. New value is equal to old value minus fraction ratio into corresponding value from key row. So I can write over here 2 minus 2 into 1. So it will be 0. Next, if I want to write over here, then it will be 3 minus 2 into 1. So I can write over here 0, 1, and similarly you can find the remaining values. Now for the second row. So once again same formula, old value minus fraction ratio into corresponding value from key row. So it will be 3 minus 3 into 1. So that will be 0. Next 2 minus 3 into 1. So simplify, you will get as minus 1. So I can write over here 0, minus 1, and similarly you can find the remaining values. Now find Zj and then followed by Cj minus Zj. So if I want to write over here Zj, then it will be 0 into 0 plus 0 into 0 plus 6 into 1, and so that you can find the remaining values. Now next Cj minus Zj. So Cj minus Zj. Cj minus Zj. Similarly you can find the remaining values. Now once again you have to repeat the step. Here it is maximization, so select the maximum positive value from the Cj minus Zj row, and so that it will be considered as your key column. Now find out the theta for the selection of key row. That is also very simple. 24 by 2 means 12. 15 by 3 means 5. 3 by minus 1, that is negative. So no need to write the value, because of you know that theta is always minimum positive ratio. So don't waste the time for writing the negative values over here. Now select the minimum value so that this will be your key row. And so that intersection of key column and key row is known as key element. Now find out the fraction ratio. So here you can say 2 by 3 for the first row. Next, minus 1 by 3 for the third row. So this is your iteration 2. Now the conclusion. Key column suggests as an entering variable and key row suggests as a leaving variable. So in my next iteration step, S1 and X1 as it is, but instead of S2, it should be S3. Now coefficient of objective function. So 0, 6 as it is, but coefficient of S3, that is 0. So I can write 0 over here. Now first find out the new value for key row, that is simply dividing by key element. So you will get this one. Means 0 by 3, minus 1 by 3, 0 by 3, 1 by 3, 3 by 3 and 15 by 3. Now next, with the help of this fraction ratio, you can find the new values for the remaining two rows. So first, I am going to find the new values for first row. So 0 minus 2 by 3 into 0. Simplify, so you will get 0. Next, 1 minus 2 by 3 into minus 1. So here minus minus plus, and so that you will get 5 by 3. And similarly you can find the remaining values. Now here, so 1 minus minus 1 by 3 into 0. So it will be 1. Next, 1 minus minus 1 by 3 into minus 1. So here minus minus plus, so we can say 1 minus 1 by 3, and so that it will be 2 by 3. So I can write 1, 2 by 3, and similarly you can find the remaining values. Now find out Zj, that is 0 into 0 plus 0 into 0 plus 6 into 1. Similarly you can find the remaining values. Then you can find Cj minus Zj, that is 6 minus 6 is 0. 4 minus 4, that is 0. So you can find Cj minus Zj. Now look at these values in Cj minus Zj. No positive values. Means you can say if you will get either 0 or negative values in Cj minus Zj row, then your problem is over. Means there is no need to calculate the next iteration. So now I can find the final value of Z, and that is very simple. 0 into 14 plus 0 into 5 plus 6 into 8. So I can write over here maximum value of Z is equal to 48, and your answer, basic variable, that is equal to Bi, means S1 is equal to 14, S3 is equal to 5, X1 is equal to 8. But you know that S1 and S3 are actually the dummy product. But X1 is your decision variable, so X1 is equal to 8. X2 is not available over here. That means we are not going to produce X2. Means X2 is equal to 0. And hence your maximum Z is equal to 48. So very simple. Company should produce only X1 product and the quantity is 8. And so that company will get maximum profit Z is equal to 48. So thanks my dear friends. Press the like button to appreciate this video.